Well, welcome back. So over the Christmas and holiday seasons and the new year, I've been inside a lot, not been working on many things outside. So I decided for just a fun thing for me and my son to do is I bought a 3D printer. I've had a 3D printer for a long time, but I had a little older one and it was kind of difficult to deal with. So we got a P2S from Bamboo Labs, and I highly recommend. It is very user friendly. So I was setting up this little area in my son's room to where we can, have a little work area for us to do our 3D printing. And, he works on models and Legos and other things. And I noticed that my lighting was very, very dim. Not this lighting, but the lighting that we originally had in here was very dim. So I got online and I was looking up different lighting options. And to be honest, there was nothing affordable that was really matching what I wanted to do. What I needed was wall mount, come out a few inches, maybe 6'9", something like that, not 6'7". But I wanted to come out and either shine down or shine up, either one. I wasn't real sure yet. And I wasn't really coming up with a lot of options. Anything that I found was some type of LED shop light, and it either hung from a chain or you mounted screws directly into the surface, and it is either clipped in or locked into the screws. There wasn't anything really that came out from the wall and would do what I wanted it to do. So I decided I was going to create one and make it on my 3D printer. And I wanted it to match the filament rack that I have over here, and I'll put the description below to that one because the guy has a really good design. But it basically looks like this. This is the next one I got to put up. But it looks like this, and it's kind of rounded and has the hex pattern in here. And I wanted it to match that. So this is what I made. And it fits this light because that's what I needed. And this was probably the most popular light that I found on Amazon that fit what I needed in the price that I needed. So, but this thing is just a little tad overkill. I really didn't have to make it this big. But, I wanted it to match and I wanted it to fit the light. So this is what I came up with. Then I got the idea that, hey, I need some lights other place in the house, like over my work area where when I work from home, I have just a light that shines up on the wall and shines down on me, but it's a desk lamp. And I was kind of thinking about making something else. And then I thought, I don't need this one. This one, I wanted to look fancy. The other one, I just need a plain, basic wall mount. So what I did is I went and I got on Fusion 360 again, and I made some just basic universal wall mounts. And this is what I came up with. This is a little 6-inch mount and mounts flat to the wall. There's the holes in it. Not a very good display person, but it's just a plain basic thing. And then the light will mount here. And you can use it this way, or you can turn it this way, shine up or shine down. So I went on Amazon again and I found this is the most popular LED indoor shop light. This is a 4-foot long one, but they make different lengths. But this was the most popular one that I found on Amazon. And this is what it looks like on the little mount that I made. And it's just got the little metal clip on here that I screwed directly into the mount. And this is how it works. It just snaps right in. And it'll mount upside down. Well, I'm not snapping it in. But it'll work upside down or right side up, depending on what your needs are and how you want to mount it. And I wanted to be able to change out lights if I ever needed to. So what I did was I mounted some metal threads into the hole. I got a little heat insert press. And these are the little inserts that I have, little 3mm metric inserts. And I put a little hole in the bracket when I designed it to be just a little bit smaller than the insert. There. And then you want to get that as flat as possible. Let it heat up for just a second. And it presses right down in. And don't let it do that. And I like to take a little scraper and just kind of press it on top just to make sure it's all level on there. Right. Once we got our threads in there, take your little metal clip that comes with the light. I'll go ahead and put the screw in there. And I'll hold this right side up. Kind of let it rest on there a little bit. Try not to let my hand shake too bad. What are you doing? Screw it right down on there, like so. Do not over tighten. Never use an electric drill on plastic parts. That's just a tip of the pros, kids. I know a lot of people like to do it because they're in a hurry, but it breaks stuff. There it is. That's how it mounts. When you go to mount these up on the wall, do yourself a very huge favor. They're not very expensive. Get a stud finder. I've had this for probably 10 years and I've used it at least 24 times, and I don't really build stuff like this all the time, but you will need these from time to time. But kind of figure out where you want your light to go. Boot up your little stud finder. Also get the one that has the wire detector in there, because you don't want to go into a wire. Why are we flashing? All right. You just kind of move it along and you'll start to see little lights come up, and just barely move it until the 3 lights move to the center. Right there. Make a mark. You know, about 16 inches over from there will be the next one, unless your carpenter was, the guy that built your house was a, yeah. I think my battery might be going dead. Let it boot up. Move over. There we go. Boot over. Do over. Here we go. And there's our center. Make your mark. Yeah, I did it just a second ago when the camera turned off. Bring up your level. And put it on one mark and put it on your other mark. And then kind of move it until the bubble is in the center. And then make your line. Put a little cross on your dot there, and that gives you your center. I'm going to mount mine. I'm going to mount mine shining upward. Don't over tighten. If you over tighten, it'll break. don't over tighten. Once you got your first screw in, turn your level this way and move it till it's flat. Put in your next screw. Go easy. Put in the back side first. Snap in. Snaps in. There you have it. Plug it in. And you got light. Easy. Okay, let's say that you don't want to use this light because you need more light. So I have these in my outdoor garage. It is a 2-bar light, 4 foot long, puts out about twice the amount of light as the other one does, but you're limited to options on how you're going to mount it. Chain, hang from the ceiling. You know, maybe you don't want it really high up on the ceiling. You know, maybe you need it closer to your workbench. Well, you have the other option of the slot mount here. So the way our bracket works is you can use the screw in the washer and slot mount it as well. So what you do, take your screw, put the washer on it and screw it in till about 1/4 inch from the bottom. Then you take your slot mounted light, whatever this little slot thing here is, and what you'll do is hang it upside down, slide it in, it locks in, and there you have it. Slot mount. That was easy, huh? So I know not everybody has a 3D printer, has the time to design something and, you know, make it on their computer and then 3D print it out and then put it up on the wall. So I've decided, since there's not a lot of these mounts out there that I found anyways, I'm going to put these up for sale. If you guys want to buy one, and it's basically just going to cover the cost of that and put a little toward the channel. If you guys want to buy a set of these, I'm going to put a link down below to where you can go to a Shopify link and just buy them, and then I'll ship them out to you. But just be patient, because I'm not this is not my full-time job. This is just a hobby on the side. But I will post up the 6-inch version, and also have a 9-inch version that's going to come later on if you need it to come out farther from the wall, or hang some bigger lights, because this thing is really, really robust. And you could probably hang one of those big fluorescent lights if you wanted to, the bigger, heavier ones. But I'll have when I can get the link up for the 9-inch and get pictures of it, I'll post that up too. And honestly, I'm probably going to make some other designs, you know, instead of just like the square boxy one that you don't really care what it looks like. I think I'm going to do some that might be a little more curved and look a little fancier. And I mean, who knows? I may put one out like this and make it all fancy looking with the hex, or might put something else in there. But when I get these up, I'll throw the links in there later on. So if the link's not there, it's coming. And thanks for watching and looking at my little projects. And I'll see you next time.